they are my current relationship goals. I mean, I don't know about you,
Preach.
but yeah, the idea that like, you know, for example, I was doing laundry today, right? And I swear to God, I thought of Amani talking about like picking up Woody's laundry at one point and being like, oh, it's just a moment. You know, this is not something that should be big. This should not be something that turns into a huge fight. It's just I pick up his laundry and I do his laundry and that's fine. And he does the same thing for me. You know, I had that moment today and Amani and Woody, thank you for, I didn't cause a fight. Thank you.
I love that you said that because it's like those little things, right? Where I think we've talked about this with them where it seemed like from the start, it wasn't ever a question of like, is this the right person? Or, I mean, maybe that was a brief window, but they both seemed like this is the marriage. This is the only marriage from the start. And so when you're thinking 50 years from now, then you can be like, yeah, this little stuff doesn't matter as much. But like, they're also, it's so refreshing to actually get an example of a really great, healthy communication style and dynamic between these two, because a lot of times on the show, we see it not work and see what not to do, but not necessarily like, oh, this is the behavior I should model in order to, you know, have a better relationship.
It's great you mentioned that they're kind of they're thinking long term. But I think part of something I've noticed with them as well is they have fun in the moment as well, which makes it a lot easier to get to that 50-year mark if you don't hate every single day to get there. And I think like just when they do, he's constantly dancing and enjoying himself and they're having fun with like you mentioned the different outfits of how they're like, okay, we're all going to be is it like a different seasoning or is that?
Oh, no, they did. So it was his 31st birthday. And so they did a Baskin Robbins theme birthday where every couple chose a different flavor that they were going to dress up in those colors. So we got like strawberry cheesecake. We got like a sherbet or something, like an orange cream. Like it was very well thought out. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, and like fun. Like, why not? That's such a cool, like the different outfit choices that came from that. And just, they are, like you said, relationship goals for sure. For sure. Now, I wonder when the spinoff is going to happen because, come on, Married at First Sight. You know you've got something
that's
here.
gold.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
We need a show about
keeping
them
up with the Randalls.
Yeah,
whatever
I
we're
mean,
gonna call it. Make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of the entire season, I kept thinking if Woody was one of the experts, that would be amazing because he was giving such great advice to each one of the contestants at the time. I mean, like he was talking to Brett about things at certain points. He was talking to Henry. I was kind of blown away by how he handled the other people on the show and his friends. And then Amani as well. She really knows how to give some pretty solid advice and be a real person and be honest. So I think the two of them, Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, you might have a little bit of competition.
Dr. Viviana, you're fine. Don't change anything.
Yes. And I want your entire wardrobe.
I was just going to say that. I mean, talking about wardrobe, Dr. Viviana is like someone I need to figure out. Like, I need to, learn from her about fashion because she is on point with everything she puts on. She is like, when you say chefs, so my dad talks about like my mom's cooking that anything she touches just like delicious, like she can boil water and taste good. But like Dr. Viviana, she can just like put on a simple jacket or something like that, and she just like knows how to rock it. And I'm just like, can I learn how to fashion?
It's fine. I'll teach you after the show how to properly dress fashionable. It's fine. As a expert myself,
A Google will help you.
As he's wearing the new sweatshirt, which looks good.
He does have a new sweater on. It's a big deal.
I promise you I wasn't fishing for compliments. I just thought that was a joke, and I went with it. I wonder, it's funny you mentioned the bringing them back. I know that's a thing that like sometimes Bachelor World does, where they'll bring back participants participants and contestants to like give advice to the couples and things like that. I think that could be really fun because, I mean, there's a small group of people who have experienced being matched with a stranger on national television. Like, I'm sure they could give great insights to the couples. So that could be a fun thing of like, you know, like, oh, we'll have Jessica and Austin give you some advice, or Woody and Amani, or even like the couples that didn't have success. I mean, giving you things to look out for. That would be fun. That could be fun.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
Kinetic Content has been teasing that they're going to be releasing a lot of new, that's the company that comes up with Married at First Sight. They've been like teasing that they have like 5 new shows or something that are supposed to be coming out in 2021. So they might not all necessarily be associated with Married at First Sight or the folks that we're familiar with in that world. But what you guys are saying would be really interesting to watch, like, because like, you know, it's couples who like went through the fire to, you know, for this relationship and like made it work.
Yeah. But it doesn't have to be like an entirely new show. I think even this show, the Married at First Sight that we love so much, that could be a fun thing to bring in, just having them share insight.
And even like, so on that same idea, so do you know how Dr. Pepper, Dr. Viviana, Pastor Cal, they're the folks who talk to the couples during the seasons and are walking through how to navigate the struggles they're in, whatever. If a previous couple were someone that jumped in and kind of were like a mini mentor, I don't know, on the whole like journey with them, that I think would be pretty cool, because if you have a couple that's going through something similar, like talk about age difference with like Miles and Karen, or like pay discrepancy with Olivia and Brett, like stuff like that. That's similar between couples in different seasons. Like that'd be interesting to be like, hey, maybe Dr. Viviana, Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal don't have to be the only experts that they're talking to, but other couples too.
No, I think that would be amazing to have that kind of scaffolding for the other couples. Yes, absolutely. To have that support.
Yeah. I wonder if sometimes when they're talking to the experts, it's a little bit like, you don't know what I'm going through right now. You know, like you're being on camera constantly. That's got to feel weird for basically anyone. And like, you know, having to talk about these really personal things constantly. And like, you don't really have your personal space. And then you have your therapy sessions recorded. Like, I could see that being hard to get, like relate to your counselor.
Definitely not saying not have experts though, because like, let's be honest, like I've had advice from friends that like, I've been through this, and then they give you advice and you're like, oh, you have no idea. Like, yeah, you went through it, but you're still, you learn nothing from this. Like, you know, like I don't know if I'd want to take relationship advice just because they've been through it, but just having that in addition to the experts would be